If you want to overturn the Online Safety Act, you are on the side of predators and paedophiles. Nigel Farage wants to overturn the Online Safety Act that puts in it the duty to prevent children from being groomed by paedophiles, that prevents adults from contacting children who don't know each other, strangers contacting children. This is an act that is the biggest step forward in the experience.
The real reason this is happening everywhere at the same time is it's not really a conspiracy. It's more a bunch of individuals and individual corporations collectively coming to the same sets of conclusions. The first of which being there is an enormous social and political unity between highly regulated speech, censorship, so on, and right-wing governments. That these two things work together well in tandem. It's difficult to juxtapose a censorious slate of laws and private companies, social media platforms, with a country that is critical of corporate power and believes in regulation. So there's kind of like a synchronicity there. And the second one is that advertising does not work the way that it used to. See, the entire internet is built on advertising money. For the most part, when you use a website, you don't pay for it, right? You use it for free. Social media, you use it for free. That makes you the product. What product do you represent? Even if you don't buy anything, you still represent a profile of data. Your age, your race, your education, where you live. A bunch of stuff, you know? And all of it together gives corporations information about how to best appeal to you through advertisement. The advertising algorithms are how the internet works. There's a reason why Google merged its advertising and search divisions, making it deliberately worse to search for things in order to keep you on the search page for longer so you see more ads, you know? The entire internet runs on this. The problem is, at the end of the day, there is just a limit to how much data they can glean off of you through social media use. Oftentimes the data is inaccurate, right? Sometimes people use VPNs, sometimes people lie with the information they put in. Oftentimes people will use social media in a way that doesn't just give much information, right? Like it just, you know, you might create a profile on Twitter and then just occasionally like, you know, some artists or content creators or whatever you follow, but you don't really give a big profile that, you know, can be sold off as part of a data package. So independently, perhaps with collusion, I don't know, all of these governments and companies are working to make one thing standard across the board, however possible. You will give them your fucking ID. You will give them your ID. Every single website, every company, all of these companies that rely on advertising money, they will get all the information about you. Not just little bits of data that they can scrape off of, you know, gleaning your habits or whatever information you input. They can get your social security number if they want to, okay? Everything, your entire history, your history of renting, address, your credit score, any history you have of borrowing or paying back, all of this, you know, they can get everything about you and have essentially unlimited data to use both in advertising and, yes, to feed their large language models, which will be, of course, correlating all this data. And the easiest way to get people to hand over their IDs to private corporations, something that normally people are pretty unwilling to do, is to frame it, as they always do, in the we're protecting the children kind of way. It always works that way. How they did prohibition, it's how they've done pretty much every censorious act that's ever been put forward. It's always some kind of conservative, reactionary, well, we're trying to protect normalcy and decency, and, you know, who doesn't love protecting children, right? So give me more of your freedoms. But that's it. At the end of the day, it's just about building LLMs. It's just about ad money. That's it. That's the only reason this is being done. There are governments, of course, that benefit from this greater degree of control over their citizens, but I really do think this is first and foremost like a private fronting. We live in an age of censorship. It's really grim stuff. Unless there's some kind of unified left of center, left dissident, whatever, this might actually be an issue where there is some synchronicity between the left and the right as well. And I'm not just saying that like cynically, like, oh, everyone on the right is pedophilic, so they want to oppose this law or whatever. But there are a lot of people who have been, because they're stupid, usually, suckered into, I don't know, voting for Trump, but are disgusted by the idea of the government having infinite control over everything that you access and look at. There are a lot of like stupid, disaffected young men who got in on the Trump meme train and didn't really think that hard about it, but upon reflection really don't like the idea of every single tech and health company in existence being able to corroborate all of their data into an AI package. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know. All I know is that, like, to the extent that this opposition emerges, it's going to be almost entirely young people. Because I don't know. Demographically, I just don't see older people getting that involved in this. Something does have to give, though.